Hello, Equality Pack. We are so proud to be here with Jasmine Beach-Ferrara, our endorsed candidate for North Carolina's 11th Congressional District. We are recording this video so you have an opportunity to learn more about Jasmine, her campaign for Congress, and why we need her in the Equality Caucus. So Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us today. And why don't you give our viewers some information about yourself, why you're running for Congress, and a little bit about your race.
Well, first of all, just thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for your endorsement and early support. It really means so much. Just to introduce myself, I am an ordained minister. I'm also a Buncombe County Commissioner with a strong track record of working on some critical policy issues in Western North Carolina, things like responding to the opioid crisis and expanding access to early childhood education. My wife and I have 3 kiddos, Calvin, Lily, and Wyatt. And I've got in this race to provide the kind of leadership that the people of Western North Carolina deserve. And that's leadership that focuses on the kind of game-changing policies that lift people up and make a difference in the lives of working families. I'm also running to offer a clear and stark contrast to our current representative, Madison Cawthorn. He's a far-right extremist who has allied himself with Trump, and he has, in the process, betrayed both the people and the values of Western North Carolina. I'm not your typical candidate in this race. And we are running a race that's built on the pillars of love, hope, empathy, and a commitment to organizing all across the district. I just don't accept the premise that there are districts we can't win in, and this campaign is about making sure we are talking to people all across Western North Carolina to build the kind of campaign that can defeat Cawthorn.
Well, Jasmine, that is really exciting. As we look toward the 2022 midterm elections, our goal is to expand our majority in the House, meaning the Democratic pro-equality majority, and make the Congress even more pro-equality than the current Congress. And if we keep doing what we've been doing ever since I got to Congress, and actually even since David got to Congress, the Congress has even been not only more pro-equality, but even more gay than ever. We've always elected a gayer Congress than the previous Congress, meaning that we've had more LGBTQ members that we've elected. A lot of people look at North Carolina's 11th congressional district and see that it's a hard place for a Democrat to win. It's a place where Republicans are favored. What is your strategy for how we can secure a victory in this Western North Carolina district and defeat Madison Cawthorn?
We're taking a very clear-sighted approach. This historically has been a tough district for Democrats, and it's also a winnable district, particularly under the conditions we see shaping up in the 2022 cycle. And we've just been thrilled and inspired by the number of people who are ready to step up and join us in the early efforts of building a movement and the kind of momentum we need to win. We were able to raise almost $400,000 in our first month, much of it from grassroots supporters and from every county across Western North Carolina. Our plan to defeat Cawthorn and flip this district has a few different prongs to it. One thing we're going to do is hold Cawthorn accountable. He's an extremist. He's a habitual liar. His values and his voting record are out of sync with the people of Western North Carolina, and we are seeing him lose support within the district. So we will be shining a bright spotlight on his record and holding him accountable. We are also taking an approach of organizing everywhere. I am a minister and an organizer by background, and I know the power of organizing. That means getting out there all across the district. We launched our organizing events in Madison and Mitchell counties, 2 of the parts of this Western North Carolina that can be considered most red in the past. But in those communities, we find people who are ready to have a conversation, and we start that process by listening, asking what matters to people, and sharing what we're for, not just what we're against. So we're going to be talking relentlessly about the kind of things we stand for as Democrats, the kind of policies that make a difference in working families' lives, whether it's creating jobs you can raise a family on, expanding access to healthcare, responding to the opioid crisis with compassion and impact, or expanding access to early childhood education. Those are the kinds of issues that we can build tables and coalitions around in Western North Carolina. Another piece of the puzzle, of course, is fundraising. Trump has endorsed Cawthorn, and he's raising money from the Trump network, and that means we have to raise money competitively as well. So far, we've been able to outpace our early fundraising goals, and we need to keep that up every step of the way, including the upcoming June 30th deadline. So we've been thrilled by the ways that people are stepping up, and our main message right now is inviting people to join us early in this process so we can build from the very start the kind of campaign that can defeat Cawthorn.
Great. Well, Jasmine, you know, I've always believed that in order for us to be competitive, we need to field great candidates everywhere. And that's why Equality PAC is so proud to have come in early and endorsed your campaign for Congress. One of the things we're focused on, as you know, is securing passage of the Equality Act and continuing to advance rights for the LGBT community. So when you get elected to Congress, how do you plan to be a leader for our community in your new role?
Well, first of all, it will be a great honor to be elected as an out person, especially from the South. I will certainly be a champion of efforts to pass the Equality Act. I am the founding executive director of the Campaign for Southern Equality, which works across the South, including the Deep South, for LGBTQ legal and lived equality. And the current state of things right now is that there's a patchwork of protections across the South and many other parts of the country. And it's truly at the federal level of laws and policies that we see the solution to ensuring that people have access to the full rights and protections they need and are treated with dignity. Your zip code should not determine the rights you have or whether you're treated with dignity, and we've got to change that. And what I mean by that, of course, is that LGBTQ people's lives also intersect with issues like voting rights and racial justice and criminal justice reform and job creation. And as a member of Congress, I'd be honored to work alongside you all and many others to ensure that LGBTQ folks are not just included within broad policies addressing those issues, but are also addressed within them, and that the specific needs of our community are addressed, whether we're talking about things like access to healthcare on HIV and AIDS or transgender healthcare, or the specific needs of LGBTQ children in school settings. So that's the kind of congressperson I look forward to being.
Great.
Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for taking time to chat with David and me today. Equality PAC is really proud to be standing with you to flip NC-11 and to make it blue and to get you elected to Congress. You're being a minister reminds me of that song, Holy, Holy, Holy. But you're already married, so you're not going to be running to the altar. You're going to be running to victory like a track star, right? To our followers and supporters, please take a moment to support Jasmine's campaign for Congress. Every dollar you donate goes a long way to ensuring amazing LGBTQ candidates like Jasmine can win so we can grow the LGBTQ numbers in the House. So please visit jasmineforcongress.com and give what you can. So thank you again, Jasmine, and best of luck in your race for Congress. I know you're going to be running to the finish, to victory, like a track star.
Hear, hear.
Thank you all so much for all your leadership and all your support. It really means a ton. And we look forward to getting to connect with more folks in the community surrounding the Equality PAC. Thank you.